Hey there, and welcome to a preview of the advanced wizard skills. These are the 4 skills that are listed here that you have to use when you have to wear an insignia. That's the word. Insignia to use them. And yeah, so I've got them detailed on my forum thread, my guide detailing all these different skills. Those are the numbers of them, and if you look at them, it's the same case with all of the advanced skills. Is that leveling them from 1 to 99 is just a significant improvement. Across all the levels. The cooldown decreases across all levels, mana cost does increase, but yeah, the damage goes up hugely. So really you want to get these maxed. So we're going to look at them at max skill levels. And a quick look here as well. A couple of things I want to point out. This one here, it has the lower mana cost, this one has the higher mana cost, but really it's the radius here on Torrent. That is such a significant improvement from 500 to 1000. For reference, Expel has an AoE radius of 675. That is considered like a really big radius, and so 1000 is huge, but we'll get on to that. So the damage is 580%, which in comparison to other skills, like what do you call it? Arcane Ball, 464%, and yeah, the other ones like that, they're sort of, it's kind of not particularly powerful for the cooldown which they've got. So yeah, it's not, they don't stand out as like amazing damage skills. At least they won't until skill runes come out. We've got one now, but like it's not particularly powerful, so they don't stand out hugely. So don't worry too much if you can't get them. But anyway, I'm just going to be showing how they work basically. And yes, so Arcane Blast. The way this works is it shoots out a laser beam. I'm just going to have to put up with those there. It shoots out a laser beam and hits everything in a line. It's quite a narrow line. And the strange thing about this, which I'm going to try and get them fixed, is if you're moving when you fire it, it actually runs parallel to where you're aiming, so it doesn't hit the enemies. And you have to pause for about a second before you use it, otherwise it doesn't hit them. Actually, if you move towards an enemy, I wonder, if I move directly towards it, then use it. Okay, that works. If you move directly towards something and then use it, it will hit it. But if you move sort of side on and attack, it's going to miss. You can correct this by teleporting. If you teleport, it kind of resets your location, so you're bound to hit. But you can see there, even a tiny movement will cause it to miss. You've really got to stand still for a second. So if I'm moving around like now, move, stop, use it, then it will hit. So I'll show it in combat, but I just want to go through Torrent as well. Torrent does the same damage, but has that huge area of effect. And it also does a knockback, which is a huge knockback. It literally sends them flying to the outskirts of the screen. And in PvP, that's going to do a 2-second stun. So this will work in PvP exactly like Burst, except with a bigger radius and yeah, more damage, I guess. Well, kind of. I don't know. It's got a longer cooldown and a ton of mana to use. But anyway, in terms of the radius, it is humongous. You can see there it doesn't. Okay, we're going to have to get rid of these because they're going to bug me too much if I don't get rid of them. Okay, here we go. So, yes, you can see it hit all 3 of those. It is so ridiculously big. Yeah, the cooldown's quite long. You can see I've got a cooldown potion active just to make sure that I can use these more frequently, because they both do have quite long cooldowns and a ton of mana to use. But they are quite cool, Torrent especially. So we're going to go look in some combat now, just to try them out. I've made myself invincible just to make things easier. But anyway, so if I use Torrent on the big boss, it won't actually knock him back because he's immune to knockback. Yeah, as you can see, I missed because I wasn't standing still. But yeah, this will send them flying way off to the sides. Kind of restricted by the map size here, but I'm getting a little bit of lag. Anyway, as you can see, it's not the most reliable way of hitting enemies with Arcane Blast. Because even if I do like attack like this, it's only going to hit a few. It's very narrow, and I find it a little bit disappointing. I was hoping for something more, but it is possible to hit multiple enemies, and so it's like this is like a variant of Arcane Ball, but with longer cooldown and a different kind of hitbox. I probably won't find much use for it unless they put skill runes on it that make it really cool. But Torrent, however, looks like it's very awesome. So if you're stood here like tanking and yeah, like tanking, doing various hits to different things, you're attacking in melee and stuff, but things start going wrong, you just hit Torrent, suddenly you're safe. I'm not sure how much this will actually be used in combat, like, you know, how useful it will be in practice. But certainly, it looks like it's very good, and looks like it will have, it will fit into to play styles and stuff. Definitely with these skills and stuff, you want to wait for the later skills that are going to come out, and maybe these will fit better with the later Arcanist skills that come. But this looks cool, and it should be amazing for farming. The only thing is the cooldown there and the mana cost. So you're going to have the your max mana high in order to use it at all, and you're not going to be able to use it as frequently as most farming skills. So you can just probably use it at a couple of points in the map to get a really nice clear. But yes, I'm definitely going to be doing teleport plus torrent in PvP. That's got to be an awesome combo. So yes, let's move on to the Dark Mage skills now. For the Dark Mage skills, we've got Leech and Refract. Again, looking at my my guide here, Leech does the same damage as the other two skills. They're both 580%, except for the fact it only hits one target, whereas Arcane Blast can hit multiple targets. So it's not a good damage dealer. Not at all. The main thing about it is this heal, which doubles in potency from level 1 to level 99. And yeah, again, you want them level 99 really for the best stuff. And yeah, so the cooldown again 10, fairly high mana cost, and this heal, to be honest, is probably not good enough to really grant using this skill. Maybe if you're creating a tanking build, then this can fit into it nicely. But Healing Shrine, Healing Fountain, the heal from that is so much more. I don't think probably, unless skill runes maybe add more or something, this isn't going to see much use. Refract, looking at this here, it adds a damage reduction. A damage reduction buff for 5 seconds, which is the only damage reduction we can actually get on Wizard, and also reflects any damage, as a chance of reflecting damage to enemies in a small radius around you. Now, this reflected damage, it actually is the same damage as you would take. So in practice, what this means is, because we actually do lots of damage, I mean with basic attacks like 200, 300,000, and I've got 300,000 health, the damage isn't going to be very much. Only in PvP is it actually going to be very much. And you have to be in close range in PvP for it to make a difference. So this could be really good for taking down knights in PvP. If you put it on just before they come to hit you. Yeah, for 5 seconds it will be something refracting a load of damage. So that's the main use I see for this. And I generally think Dark Mage is probably going to be more PvP focused than PvE. There will be some skills, I think, which will be good for PvE, but yeah, generally PvP, I think, would be the reason to choose it. Anyway, so yeah, showing these skills, I just want to double check it is exactly how I say it is. Yes, it is. Okay. I know actually it's a 20%. Oh yeah, that is what I listed. It is 20%. Okay, so this is what Leech looks like. It's quite cool. I like the animation for it. We have a lot more dark kind of animations for these skills. They look nice, and the reflect thing, it adds this nice little protection bubble like effect on you for the 5 seconds, which if you've got a cooldown potion active, you can actually see it lasts because it lasts 5 seconds and it's got a 9-second cooldown. You can have it on a lot of the time, which is very nice in combination with other skill buffs, other defense buffs. So I'm not actually going to use invincibility when I go in now. I'm just going to tank up, and I expect I'm going to die lots, but I'm going to use it in combination with the armor skill here, and also protection bubble, and yeah, you'll see hopefully that we can tank really nicely. So I'm going to put on flame armor right at the beginning here, just because that's the sort of constant buff that you want on. Now, we're getting some lag. Okay, so if I refract now, you can see there's some damage going to the outside. But yeah, it's not going to reduce your damage you take by lots. You saw there, my health still went down by loads. It's not anywhere near as strong as Protection Bubble or Frost Flame Armor, whatever you want to use on that. It's just basically in addition to the other stuff, and it does a bit of damage around the side. I see it as basically a small buff. It's kind of nothing really that special, and you can see there the heal effect. Yep, I'll just keep going. All the fire damage here going off. Actually, Okay, it's from both Flame Armor and also Fiery Aura. But yeah, if I stand around and let that effect go, yeah, I thought I died. Yeah, if I stand around and use this, you'll see it won't do much damage. I'll just use this alone and Leech as well. It does a fair amount of damage, but not too much. Okay, this is actually a really bad time because those are suicide enemies and they're load of icicles. Oh well. Yeah, hopefully we'll get some up just now. Oh, I got a failed revive. Actually, why did it even use that skill? I swear I didn't click it. Okay. I haven't got one of those failed revives in weeks. Okay, here we go. Now I'm just going to use Refract. Oh no, we got the suicide enemies. Ah, why do they always have to come when I want to test something else? Okay, let's use it now. So when I get hit, are they taking any damage? I guess it's a low chance. Oh, why did I use Protection Bubble? Wrong skill to use. This event isn't so good for it actually because there's the suicide enemies. Not sure if I'm going to be able to show it properly, but I hope you got enough of an idea. It's a 20% damage reduction, which compared to like the Flame Armor, which at 10 points out of 99 gives you 60% damage reduction, really doesn't match up to the other skills. However, if you use it in combination, it can kind of be alright, and certainly in PvP, I can see some use for it. Yeah, we're not going to be able to show this. Little frustrating. I want to show the damage from it. If I can maybe get the... Yeah, see... Come on, do it. 7,000. Yeah, 7,000. It wasn't a crit, but that's not very much compared to other kinds of attacks. So the damage output from this is quite low. The defense buff is quite small. It's just really to use in combination with other stuff or in PvP where it might actually be quite good, but you've got to be in melee. That's what that skill does. And the other skill is a kind of quite low damage skill because it only hits one enemy, plus then the heal isn't very significant compared to other skills. I generally think Dark Mage so far has only added on defense skills that are just weaker than the skills we've already got, so it's nothing that special. But hopefully there'll be other stuff which will come, which will be a lot better. So I hope this has been a good preview of the different skills that are there for Wizard, and yeah, Arch 1's coming up next, so I hope you enjoy that. Thanks very much for watching.